the way that we want them to. Okay, hold on. And I love see, oh my God, 179 people. Okay, we are just gonna get this show on the road. So my name is Barbie Kalev. I need a second just to look at your beautiful faces. Take a look at me, take a look at me, take a look at me. I'm gonna scroll. I wanna see who I'm dealing with. And oh, Michelle waving, and Laura, and Jessica, and Anita. Oh my God, Lori. Carmen, hello, Meg. This makes me emotional, and it makes Jess Duke's beautiful self. It makes me, and Stephanie Armstrong and Sarah, it makes me emotional because right before this call, I was just thinking how I was the person who didn't even believe that Emerald was possible. And so now 15 and a half years later, I've built a freaking empire, and the vision board has something to do with that. So I'm just so excited and honored that you're here and that so many of you are here. So, okay, I am going to be sharing some slides because it is a vision board party, and I want to make sure that you see the screen. So hold on a second. Standard, present. Let me share my screen. So I'm sorry that I won't, and you are so welcome to blow up the chat, by the way. So I will not see most of the faces, but you're so welcome to blow up the chat. Okay, now just tell me in the chat if you can actually see my little presentation. All right. I'm so, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. So I need to just channel it. Let's freaking go, you guys. Vision Board 2023. I feel like I've got the most exciting topic of the year. Imagination is everything, said Albert Einstein. It's the preview to life's coming attraction. I absolutely love this quote because what we're about to do is look into our souls. We're going to use our imagination to tap into our souls to really decide and feel about what is it that we want to create in our lives in 2023. A vision board, I saw that some of you have never created a vision board. Some of you have done it. Some of you fell out of the habit. A vision board encompasses what you desire to create in your life as a whole. We're a whole human. And so it's looking at all the different aspects of your life and not just your body business, not just your family. And as a veteran that has been here for over 15 years, I see sometimes that coaches, they tend to get single focused, and they only focus on their business, or they only focus on their health. And we tend to get very lopsided. So I'm so excited to create a whole vision, co-create a whole vision and guide you through this training. Because I have a lot of information for you, this is not an actual workshop where you'll actually get time to think things through. It's an actual training so that you can do the work on your own afterwards. I love vision boards because they signal both a beginning and an end. So they signal an end because the vision board itself, if you can see me in the little, here's my little vision board, and I've actually decided to create a notebook, and I'm so flippin' serious about 2023 and making it the most magnificent year that I have ever lived, that I've got it in the front of my notebook, I've got it in the back, I've got it on my refrigerator, I've got it on my wallpaper, and this is what you're going to have an opportunity to do. But a vision board itself is the culmination of a process. So we're not just taking some pictures and sticking them on a piece of paper, even though I think that's better than nothing. But it is a process that we go through and that I'm going to take you through today, reviewing your life, really looking inside of your soul to see what it is that you want for yourself, for your family, for the people in your lives, for the people that you haven't met yet. And it's also a beginning, because as soon as you write down your goals, and as soon as you gather these pictures, whether you create it on Canva or on a piece of paper, you have an opportunity to step into your vision. Do vision boards work? Hold on, let me get to my next little slide. Ooh. Do vision boards work? Absolutely. So I wanted to share with you that I created a vision board. This is a really long time ago when I was a top 10 coach, where I wanted to travel, and I just put a picture of, it was like Fiji or Bora Bora. It just looked pretty. It was beautiful. I had put all these different pictures on my board on my refrigerator, and every day I would look at it. And by the end, I realized that I had, and of course I worked for it, but that I had earned or won a trip to Bora Bora. And it was basically the same picture that was on the board even before I knew that that trip existed. But I wanted to get a little bit, not really scientific, but give you a 3-minute little version or 2-minute version of why vision boards actually work. So, and I love to teach about the subconscious mind. When we were born, up until the age of 7, our subconscious mind records literally, it records everything that we've ever seen, everything that we've ever heard, everything that was modeled to us. And our subconscious mind is just a tape recorder. It is recording everything. And by the age of about 7, it gets crystallized. And you have in your hands, or not in your hands, in your brain, in your subconscious brain, a roadmap that tells you and informs you of how the world works. So we are 95% of the time, we are operating from our subconscious mind based on programs that were put there from the age of 0 to 7. And so it requires a very conscious effort for us to change. And that's why changing is sometimes really difficult. I mean, have you ever tried to change something, an old belief, a way of eating, a way of looking at the world? And we can do it, but it requires us to reprogram or program our minds. And so vision boards are so important, because one of the ways that we are able to program our mind is through visual imagery. So the subconscious likes what smells, scents, visual imagery. So this is, and sounds and words when we're in like a sleepy state. So the reason that vision boards work, especially if that's why I've got them all over the place, is that we are constantly subjected to the image. And so it is practice, practice, practice. Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is a cell biologist, and he talks a lot about manifestation and the science of belief, he says that the way to reprogram our brain is through practice, practice, practice. So when we have our vision board and we really take some time to just be with it, to study it, to appreciate it, to be thankful for the coming attractions, as Einstein said, we literally, I'm not saying literally as in figuratively, no, I mean literally. It is like we are giving, oh, give me goosebumps. It's like we're literally giving our brain instructions on how to go about making this possible. I have flippin' goosebumps right now, because I want you to understand, like to truly, truly understand the power of the vision board. So before I have anyone that's like, wait a second, what about work? Of course you have to work, but it doesn't all have to be through force. There is magic in the world, and we get to tap into that. Hold on, let me take a little sip of water. Are we having fun? So we have something that's called, and we're going to move on after this, but we have something that's called the reticular activating system, and it's a part of our brain that acts as a filter. So we filter out, let's say we want to create a 6-figure, 7-figure business, but we're so used to thinking, because of everything that was modeled in front of us or everything that was said to us or based on our past history, that that's not possible. And so your brain doesn't see the opportunities. And so when you use your vision board, when you use other techniques to reprogram your mind, it literally gives us instructions to go and find ways to make the items on your vision board happen. So it is absolutely real. Does anyone recognize these cute little pictures? So this is from, yes, it's from Alice in Wonderland. I just saw the movie recently with Johnny Depp, the 2010 version. It's amazing. I highly recommend it because it really is an example of a young woman who is stepping into her being. So a lot of times we talk about goals, going down the rabbit hole. That's right. We talk about goals and we say, how many times have you said something like, I just want to be happy? And you haven't really set goals. I just want to be happy. I just want my life to be better. Or maybe you've said something like, I just kind of feel like there's something stopping me, but I don't really know what that something is. And this is, I would say, this is 97%, the statistics say this is 97% of the population. Most people don't write down goals. The reason that goals are wonderful is because they focus your energy. And this is why we're doing this work of preparing. It's the pre-work for the vision board. It's focusing on energy and really deciding where we want to go. So there's a beautiful passage in Alice in Wonderland that I wanted to read to you. And it starts like this. This is Alice speaking. Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? And then the cat says, that depends a good deal on where you want to go. Alice said, I don't care much where. Then it doesn't matter which way you go, said the cat. I love this. Oh, and then Alice says, so long as I get somewhere. Oh, you're sure to do that, said the cat, if you only walk long enough. Whether you're a brand new coach that's starting, or whether you've been here for 10 years or 14 years, 15 years, it's so easy to just think that you're working towards a goal. I want to be successful. I just want to be happy. I just want to make some money. I just want to have a good team. But if you don't have a roadmap, you're going to be like Alice, who just wants to get somewhere, but that somewhere is so vague. So this is an invitation for us to get specific, but through soul goals. So let's move forward. Okay. We're going to take a look at, and I did give you some pre-homework, we're going to take a look at your year of 2022. A lot of times we tend to take our stuff, our baggage, our suitcases, and we just keep moving year to year without really looking back at the beautiful things that we've manifested or the lessons that we've learned. And we just keep repeating the same thing. So this is an opportunity for us today to take a look at, wait, what have I experienced in 2022? What do I want to experience more of in 2023? So this was part of the pre-homework that I gave you. And if you did it, great. And if you didn't do it, that's okay. This is the only part of our time together that I do want to make it a little bit workshopy, because I want to be able to see what is important to you. So if you could, on your own time, you're going to make a list of 10 moments, 10 experiences. It doesn't have to be all achievements. just moments, experiences, events that have brought you joy, that made you proud, that made you smile, that made your heart happy, that basically made you say, I want more of these experiences in my life. And in the chat box, I just want you to write down one of the memories, moments, experiences, achievements that made you smile, proud, happy. Go ahead and write that in the chat box. Okay. Ooh, it's going so fast. All right, I'm gonna, the reason I'm not looking at the chat box is I get vertigo. So seeing the words move so fast make me dizzy. Okay, stop typing just to help my dizziness. Okay, there we go. Okay, stop typing. No more, no more. This is so exciting. Okay, first trip to Summit last year, becoming a Beachbody coach, traveling with my husband, creating community, starting Beachbody in October, my Grand Gal race car driving, totally present with my kids in Disney. So presence. With a trip I paid for mostly with my business, helping my patients get authorizations for their exams. How rewarding. My son winning gold at the 1500 race at the Special Olympics this summer. Taking my family to Cheetah Lodge, left a very toxic job that was no longer in alignment with me. Most freeing feeling ever. Girls, guys, ladies, I'm celebrating you. My son being born, graduating vet school, and the birth of my son. So I'm talking about your memories from 2022. Okay, so just this year alone, helping my son go from D average in high school up to a B average and having him get a job and a driver's license, saw my son believe in himself, taking the stage for live summit class with Jericho. Okay, how do you feel hearing everybody else's triumphs and special moments? So now the second part of the assignment, and this is the only part that we'll do together here, is once you have your list, so take the one item that you wrote down for me and write down if what you stated was something related to being. So it had to do with so by spirit, I mean just your essence, your being, either being with someone, who you were. So the woman who saw her son believe in himself, that had something to do with being. It was him being who he is and you getting to experience it. So did your memory have something to do with being? Did it have something to do with actually doing something? Or it could be or did it have to do with having? It could be tangible, something you could hold in your hand, or intangible. So go ahead. And it could be all three. So your favorite memories, did they have to do with being, doing, or having? So Lisa, being and having, being, doing, mostly being, doing, being and doing, being, doing, being, becoming someone better, absolutely, doing and having, all three. Yes, yes, being, doing, being, a lot of being, doing. So becoming a coach, it's doing, you signed up to be a coach, but it's also being, because it's also you stepping into somebody that you want to become, and then having whatever it is that you're going to have, whether it's a team, whether it's income, it's actually, you need all of that, right? So being and doing, beautiful. Okay, so your next, when you're taking, yes, for many of us, it's all three. Now, as we get ready to create our soul goals, really think about the 10 different kinds of experiences and moments that you had, and decide based on that what do I want to create more of? My experience with goal setting has been, or my experience with goal setting, the traditional goal setting, is that I find that a lot of the energy gets put on the doing, on the achieving, on the having, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've built a beautiful business. I have a beautiful house. So it's having, it's creating, it's work, but there hasn't been, in my opinion, enough of an emphasis on how we want to feel in the process. This is so crucial, and I hope that this lands for you. There hasn't been enough of an emphasis on who it is that we have to be in order to become a 5-star diamond coach, a 15-star diamond coach, to have a $50,000 per year business, to have a thriving a team, to have $1 million business. And so what I am proposing for you as you begin to set your goals is to really look at yourself as a whole person. Remember, I just got goosebumps again. We're not machines. We're not just humans that are doing. I've done this a million times. I've done it year after year, where I'm like, okay, I want to make X amount of money. I want to have this rank. I want to advance this. And there's really been such an emphasis for myself on the actual action, but the richness of life, you getting to see your son believing himself, you getting to experience the joy of helping someone earn their first check, or to lose a certain amount of weight, or to feel good about themselves, for you to feel good about yourself. This is the magic of life. Like when one of you said, for your son being born, like that's the magic of life. And a lot of times in our society, we tend to suck the life force out of ourselves because we're so busy achieving and just very linear and driven. And I am driven. I want you to be driven, or I want you to be whatever it is that you want to be. But let's put the magic back into our goals. Who's with me on that? And look at my special water. Hey, Allie. And I have to say it. Yes, I'm here for it too. I have to say it. I'm so thankful that there's been a pivot. There's been a transition where so many of us, I'm talking about the Slay Squad leaders, we are going back to more fulfillment. We're going back to alignment. We're going back to bringing back the joy in our business. And I think, we've just gone through a maturing process, but I was definitely that person that I got so goal-oriented that I lost sight of the joy. And I had to do these exercises myself to bring the joy back. And so I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. I really feel like I won the lottery today, being able to present this topic to you. Okay. So we are ready to set some goals, and let's talk about the guidelines. Okay. So before we talk about the guidelines, we do have a little time to talk about what it means. We're going to do, Deborah, you're asking, where can I find the goal setting exercises? We're going to do them together right now. So what does it mean to be in alignment? What does that mean for you? So when we're in alignment, it's actually very simple, although it sounds a little bit just kind of like, oh, I'm really in alignment, or I'm not in alignment. But what does it really mean? I don't know if you've ever driven a car that is out of alignment. The steering wheel just doesn't feel right. The wheels are kind of going in a different direction, and things just don't feel right. That's what it feels like to not be in alignment with your soul. So when you are in alignment, it means that what you believe, what you think, the way that your heart feels, even your gut, which is your sacral, everything just flows. Everything is, just like the word means, everything is in line. So you can basically just take your hand and run it from the top of your head. So your head, your mind, your heart, your gut, all the way down. And you know you're in alignment because it feels good. And sometimes we set goals that actually don't feel good, or we don't even know what the heck those goals mean because they might belong to someone else. So I wanted to give you an example of that. When I got my PhD, I have a PhD in French literature, and I was applying for jobs, and I got a job, and I got a job offer at a beautiful university, the University of Maryland, I think it was called. And it just felt so aligned. I mean, I loved the people, I loved the job, I loved everything about it. And I said no to that job. And I said yes to the job that paid $6,000 more, which is really not a big difference. And I said yes to the job at the university that had the most prestige. So I was actually saying yes because of my ego, because of what other people thought that I should do. I was saying yes to the job that made me look better in somebody else's eyes, versus saying yes to the job that was in alignment with my soul. So this is also another proposition that I have for you in 2023, is for you to trust your soul's guidance, for you to really do what it is that your soul desires, and not just come up with goals that sound good on paper, but they're not really going to get you to feel, to be what you want to be. So let's go ahead and talk about the guidelines. Okay, number one, set goals that you can grow into. We've heard this, it's very cliche, it's a saying that people say, and I'm going to mess it up because I can't remember if the moon or the stars come first, but like, you shoot for the moon and you might reach the stars, or is it you shoot for the stars and you might reach the moon? But whichever one it is, you want to make sure that your goals are big enough. I think a lot of times we're afraid to set goals that are big because we're like, I could never do that. I mean, I really thought that I could never be an Emerald coach. I remember seeing that an Emerald coach is just having 2 people sign up under you. And I didn't even think that was possible. And so I didn't set diamond goal or star diamond goal or 15 star diamond goal because I didn't think it was possible. So I want to make sure that you're setting goals, knowing that on January 1st, you're not going to be there. You're not going to get there. If you can enjoy how cliche, once again, if you can enjoy the journey, let's say it differently. If you can enjoy the becoming, if you can enjoy the becoming of who you want to be, we're not just talking about business goals. Again, I am putting an emphasis on business because this is a call for our team, but in your life, a lot of times we're like children. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there? No, we're alive. We're never completely there yet. So you can reach your goals by kicking and screaming, although that's not recommendable and it's not very enjoyable. Or you can embrace the process. You can embrace the parts that are difficult, because on your way to growth, you're going to have things that are challenging you, because that's how you grow. And that usually happens when you're like, okay, universe, okay, God, I'm ready to be this. It could be a 15-star diamond coach, 5-star diamond coach, a diamond, whatever your next level is. I guarantee you're probably going to be challenged and you're going to be tested to see if it is something that you actually want, and how are you going to show up for that. So expect the challenges. Okay, number 2, when you are setting your goals, set your limiting beliefs aside for this exercise. I have just volunteered to lead another call on January 17th, where we'll discuss this, okay? Because so many of us have limiting beliefs. This is where we go back to our subconscious programming. So one of my limiting beliefs was that that I wasn't able to one of my limiting beliefs, because I grew up on public assistance, was that it was a bad thing to make a lot of money and help people. Actually, I didn't even think that it was possible to do both. And so when you're writing down what it is that you know in your soul you desire, but then you say, but my husband, but my children, but I don't know how to, but I live in a small town, but just set those aside and allow your soul to speak. Tell your ego, tell that part of you that's flipping out to take a seat on a lawn chair and let the part of you that knows that you're meant for something greater step up, step in, and write goals that are coming from the soul. Okay. So I want to address that in a minute. Something that someone, you know what? Let me address this. So Melissa, you said it's easy to enjoy the journey when you're having steady success. It's harder to enjoy when the success is up and down, back and forth. We have to put into the work of being intentional about being present in every moment and enjoying working toward that goal, no matter the success of that day, week, or month. So I'm really glad that you said that, because I listened to a podcast recently with Lois, I always say his name wrong, but Lois Howes, and there was a neuroscientist who was there, and he was talking about high achievers and how they intentionally produce dopamine by enjoying the journey. So absolutely, of course, it's easy to be happy when you're happy and to be joyful when you're joyful. But when you have people canceling on you and your husband maybe is giving you a hard time, or the kids are being rowdy, or the dog is sick, this is life. It's always happening. Can we tap into ourselves and just with a simple awareness and a simple reminder to enjoy the actual journey? We are releasing dopamine. We are creating dopamine, and not just, I'm only going to be happy when I get there, because we're never going to be happy when we get there if we can't actually enjoy the journey. Okay, let's move forward. And then number 3, write your goals in the first person present. So when you actually write your goals, you absolutely do not want to say things like, I used to say all the time things like, I don't want to be overweight. I don't want this. And we focus on what we don't want. You absolutely want to write your goals. I am, or if it's a family goal, although you can only control yourself, I'm going to read you some of mine actually. And mine are simple. I have fun working my body business. That is a goal. That is a being goal. So one of the issues that I was having for a while, I disconnected for a bit. I wasn't feeling well. And then, life happened. And I was just like, oh, it's social media. And I just became a negative Nelly with myself. And what I realized in doing this process was that, yes, of course, I want to always continue to make a wonderful income. But in order for me to grow my business, in order for me to show up as the person that I know that I am meant to be, I had to find a way to enjoy my body business again. And so for me, that's a goal. That might not look like a high achiever's goal, but guess what? If I'm having fun in my business, I will attract wonderful people into my business. I will attract people that want to work the business, and the money will show up as a byproduct of the fun that I'm having. So we enjoy radiant health. I master social media to attract soul clients with ease. We are abundant. I feel amazing. I enjoy nature 3 times a week. So you can see they're in the present tense. Some of them are we, that's me and my husband. But you never want to write or focus on what you don't want to create. Okay, so now we're getting to the fun nitty-gritty work. And I'm happy to share these slides with you. So you can write these areas down, but you don't have to, because I will share these slides with you. So again, a vision board encompasses your entire life. It's not just your business. It's not just your health. It's not just your family. So we have health, we have your business, we have finances, we have your spiritual. So I'm not religious, but if you are, wonderful. But if you're not, by spirit, I just mean your being, right? Your soul, your being. Mental, you can include things that you want to learn. You can also include mental health, or that can go under health. Lifestyle could be things like vacation, upgrading your appearance. Somebody's
Oh, that's 2 inches out. They in houses.
Oh Lord, we always got people on.
I told you.
All right. At least this time somebody wasn't ordering a burger and fries like the last time. Okay. Okay. I'm not kidding. Can I get a burger and fries? I'm like, okay. I lost my train of thought. Lifestyle. So for me, one of my lifestyle goals, for example, okay. Now I'm gonna get mad. Hold on a second. Steph, you keep muting yourself. Hello. Okay. So one of my soul goals was to, and it was a soul goal, was just to look cute. I for so many years, I just walk around in the same old, it didn't matter how much money I made. I just walked around looking like a crazy lady and like a slob, and that was fine. I was happy, but I'm noticing that, when I make an effort to put a little makeup on, to do my hair, I just feel better and I want to show up as my best self. So that's a goal. Every year I put down as a soul goal. And by the way, somebody said, I love that this is soul goals. They're all soul goals, because if they're not soul goals, what the heck are we doing? This is the life that we get, one life. So they have to be soul goals, right? Relationships, family. Okay. So we actually do have a little time to get started. So we can get started with one. So actually, I don't know. Let me take that back. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, so part one was, these are the different areas. Now for each area, you are going to ask, this is different than anything I've ever seen. Again, everything that I've ever done, everything that I've ever seen in terms of goal setting has been a focus on, like, what do you want to achieve? Yeah, what do you want to experience? But it tends to be do. Okay, so I'm reversing the process a bit, and I'm asking, or a lot, and I'm going to ask you first in every one of those areas. So business, personal, mental health, relationships, family, lifestyle, spiritual, and I forgot one of them, it was community. How do I want to feel? Who do I want to be when it comes to this area of my life? What do I want to achieve or accomplish? What do I want to experience? And what do I want to have? Oh, you guys, I just realized that I skipped a slide. Hold on a second. Oh, poop. All right. We forgot this. Let me just go quickly with this, the goal setting guidelines. Timeline. You get to decide if you want to set a strict timeline. If you're, for example, if you're looking to meet the love of your life and you're like, I got to meet him by June 30th, 2023, that might be a problem, because you might find a way to find the quote unquote love of your life and force things. Okay. When it comes to your business, I encourage you to speak to your coach about your goals and setting the timeline, because what I also see in our business often is that, and outside of the business, is that people tend to beat themselves up. Let's say you want to be a diamond coach, or a 2-star diamond coach, or a 5-star diamond coach by June 15th, and you miss it. There's so much lack of grace within ourselves that we beat ourselves up When in reality, maybe you were able to help 3 people get to a certain rank, and you forget to count the blessings, you forget to count the achievements. And so when it comes to timelines, personally, yes, if I only have 2 hours to clean my house, you bet I'm gonna get my house clean in 2 hours versus if I have all day. The same thing with the business. But I understand that I have to be myself, that I have to be flexible, because sometimes things don't happen on my timeline. And sometimes God or the universe has other plans for us. And that's when manifestation happens. We don't always control the timeline. 5, make sure that this is your soul's desire. These are your desires. You're not doing this because your coach wants you to do it or because your husband wants you to do it. These are your goals. I see this all the time in life. Everybody's doing things because somebody else wants them to do it. And what about you? And finally, at 48, I'm 48 years old, I'm asking myself, what does my soul want? Do I really want this? And if I want this, what do I want this to look like? And then finally, set the mood before you sit down to work. So go for a run, take a bubble bath, listen to some inspiring music. Before I got on this call, I need time for myself. I came up, I listened to Beyonce, I get in the mood, I start reminiscing of my early days as a coach and how I became successful, because I wanted to give you that energy. This is what you want to bring to the table when you actually write your goals down. You want to bring that positive energy, that inspired energy, and you know what it is that you need to do to have that. Okay, so sorry that I missed that slide. I hope you forgive me. So these are the different areas: health, business, finances, spiritual, mental, lifestyle, relationships, family. You're so welcome, Jamie Powell. And then finally, how do I want to feel? Who do I want to be when it comes to this area of my life? What do I want to achieve or accomplish? What do I want to experience and what do I want to have? Okay. So once you journal on these, you guys, I freaking I just did like pages and pages. I mean, I this looks like it's like 400 pages, but no, I needed to find a way to feel wonderful in my business again. So I'm going to share with you my own process to give you an idea. Okay. So I took myself through this, and then based on my answers, I was able to write some goals down for all the areas of my life. So I'm going to give you an example of this because this is a Slay Squad call. I'm going to give you an example of this in my business, in your business, but we get to do this in every single area of our lives. So for my body business, I was feeling kind of just exhausted. I've been doing the same thing for many, many years. And I was like, okay, something's got to change. So looking at the way so-and-so is working the business and she's having wonderful success, I was happy for her. I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, but I knew that copying and pasting so-and-so's method wasn't going to work for me. So this is why I created this little system. This is why I created this, because I needed to find, what does Barbie's soul desire? And so when I asked myself in my body business, how do I want to feel? What I wrote was, I want to have fun. I want to feel connected. So as I'm sharing with you, think about yourself. What is it that you want? I want to feel stability in my income. So then I asked myself, is that all I want? All I want is stability. And I'm like, no. That's when I got to the point of, I want to feel connected. I want to have fun again. Who do I want to be when it comes to this area of my life? I want to be someone that people can trust. I want to be the leader that I know that I am. I know that I'm a leader, but I want to be the person that my coaches think I am. I want to be the person that my dogs think I am. What do I want to achieve or accomplish? And so I've accomplished a lot of things in this business, and I really had to think about, well, what do I actually want to achieve? So for myself, I did set a money goal, but when I went back to how do I want to feel, I want to feel connected, which means that I want to feel connected in the way that I work with social media, and I want to feel connected with the human beings that I bring in. So even though I have a money goal, some of my other goals include bringing in a certain caliber of women who are self-led, who are driven, who are motivated, who I don't have to remind that they didn't do their homework or they didn't do this. I'm not playing that game anymore. And this is the second part of the training that we'll do in January. It's like, well, who do you need to be to attract that person? But what do I want to experience? And I did that. And what do I want to have? I want to have a blossoming team. I already do have one, but I want fresh new blood. And I want to be able to help invigorate the existing team members. And I want collaboration. And that's why I'm so happy to be part of this Slay Squad call. So once you take yourself through this process, then you say, okay, well, what would be some possible soul goals? So I wrote some down, not some were for me, some not for me. I feel relaxed, joyful, and enthusiastic in my body business. That was absolutely for me. In the past, I've only set having goals. And this time I know that if I feel relaxed, joyful, and enthusiastic, I'm going to attract the right people and the money's going to come. I'm a confident leader. I am, but I still have room for growth there. And then we're above a 5-star diamond team, but I was just saying different goals. I make X amount of money. I'm giving you examples. We are an elite team. I build a soul tribe community through social media. Okay. How do you feel about this? So again, you're going to go back to each area of your life. This is what you're going to do. And this is not cut and paste. I'm not the one that's going to tell you that you should want this. And if you're in a relationship, you should want a date night and you should have to have this, because I'm not a cut and paste person and I don't live a cut and paste life. And I trust in your brilliance. I trust in your genius that you will know what is best for you and what it is that your soul desires to create. And based on that, you're going to come up with soul goals. Once you do that, you might need to take a day or two off from everything and just let things marinate. And you're going to take a look at your list of soul goals in all the different areas of your life. And you're going to narrow down your list of goals to 10 goals, more or less, because when you create a vision board, whether you do a paper vision board or a digital vision board, which I shared with you online, you can write 5 different things about health, 5 different things about your business, 5 different things. But in general, do you have 10 goals, soul goals that you would like to achieve? So go ahead and narrow those down. And then you are ready to create your vision board. So I shared with you a digital vision board. It's super easy to use. If you don't know how to use, ask in the group. Somebody will surely help you. But it's a digital vision board. That's the one that I did. So here's my little digital vision board. I printed it on color paper. And then on top of that, I did want to show you something. It's so I'm a little hesitant to share it with you, but I don't have a million magazines in the house. This was called Vision Board Book that I bought on Amazon. It was like $16. And it has like different pictures. Like if you're getting married, it has marriage pictures and, house and travel and money. So I was able to find, let me show you some. So I was able to find some pictures that are aligned with who I want to be, what I want to have, all of that. And they all relate to being, doing, having. So for example, I'm super into manifesting. You attract what you're ready for. You can't attract what you're not ready for. Financially free, which is not a term we're allowed to say in Beachbody. I'm just saying that I cut it out. Passive income, and then you could put your name. Oh, that's a great idea, Lori, about Pinterest. And adding them into Canva. What? I didn't know you could do that. Oh my gosh, I live under a rock. Money, honey, because I'm so okay with making money. I got Shutterfly, yes. See, this is the brilliance of teamwork. Make it, I thought about this one. I wasn't sure about this one. Make it happen and shock everyone, because I'm not about other people. I'm doing this for me, but I kind of liked it. There's a little part of me that's like, holy moly, you did that. And I'm going to say, yes, I did. But again, I was like hesitant about that because I'm not trying to run any race. Okay. All right. So my little tips for your vision board before we are going to wrap up, we can totally take a few minutes if you want to talk. When creating your vision board, you can do it in a way that pleases you. There are no rules. We are such rule followers. We don't have to be. You can color outside lines. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can take pictures of your family. You can take pictures from a magazine. You can take symbols. So I literally took a cash picture, like lots of money, and I put, I make this amount with this. And then what did I say? I'm having fun working my business. So that's one for what I want for my relationship. I just saw like an energy of a picture, and I said, we take our relationship to the next level and we're passionate. So that's that. I could totally take a picture of ourselves and do it. So you can really do whatever you want. Words, remember, you are retraining your subconscious brain. So words, things that mean something to you, things that inspire you, should be in the present tense. Don't use the negative. I saw some negatives in here, like, it's okay if you fail. I don't know. It was just like, not me. Once you create your vision board, you want to look at it daily. Appreciation is a secret to manifestation. So when you can appreciate, so this is why I wanted to look at you. When I came on this call, I wanted to see your beautiful faces. I wanted to get the energy and to give you my energy. This is what you want. You want to fall in love with your vision board. You want to live in your vision. So yes, you're planted in the present. You're here in the present. You're living your life. At the same time, that gave me goosebumps, the Holy Spirit. At the same time, you are walking towards your vision. So the way that we manifest, and manifesting is the magic. The way that we manifest is living as if the thing has already arrived. If you think that you're going to be happy when you lose the weight or when you make X amount of dollars, and then you get there, you're actually not happy because you were busy focusing on just getting to the destination. Manifesting occurs much faster, and you enjoy the process when you're actually feeling the feelings of the thing that you want. So if you think that having X amount of money is going to give you stability, you can practice feeling stability in your body right now. Okay, print out, guys, I can talk to you for freaking hours on this. You want to print out physical copies, wallpaper, on phone, in your calendar. I'm telling you, 2021 sucked for me, okay? Because I let it suck in my mind, even though it was a year that I made more money than I had in years, but mentally I was not there. 2022, I said, hell no, I'm not letting this happen in 2022. And I've had the best year inside my soul. So I created a Chinese zodiac vision board, which was not for me, even though the other work that I did around it was cool. And so because I had such a great year, I said 2023 is mine. I'm having so much fun already, and I know that things are going to happen, and this is what I really want for you. Be excited, whatever it is that you have created in 2023 and 2022, whether it was good or not so good. What are the lessons that you can extract from that and create? And you have the ability. You are an amazing creator. We are a company full of women. And as women, and if there are men in this call, how lucky you are to be surrounded by freaking goddesses. But I really mean it, that as women, we have the power. Ooh, we are the divine, we are goddesses, we have the power to create. And I have chills saying this. We have the power to create. So if you can truly tap into your magic and your essence as a woman of allowing, of receiving, in addition to your boss energy that's going to show up to work and have guidelines on who's going to make things happen, you can make 2023 the best year you have ever lived. So the final thing that I want to say is take aligned action. We've talked a lot about this arts and crafts kind of thing, soul, goal, spirit, but nothing works unless you do. My personal experience and what I teach and what I believe is that aligned action, so that's masculine energy, it's the doing coupled with the being, the allowing, receiving, the trusting, the faith, your intuition, following your gut. Oh my goodness. That is where the freaking magic happens. So that is all that I have for you. I have taken 58 minutes of your time. So I am going to stop recording. Thank you so much for joining me. And hold on a second, I'm going to stop the recording. I'm happy to stay on for a few minutes to answer any questions, but I'm actually going to stop the recording if I can find the stop record button. Stop share.